Story time. It's my favorite part of the day. Woo! Story time. Story time. This is my favorite part of the day. So the story starts way back in probably the 4th grade. I met this kid named Adam. God, when you're young, you just click with the people who like the same things that you like. So introduced me to a couple of his friends. He actually taught me how to play basketball when I was super young, doing like little drill sessions and stuff like that. But forget about that. We used to hang out a lot. I used to go over to his house, he used to go over to my house. We'd always shoot hoops, talk, have fun, do whatever kids do. But when I was younger, I had sort of an insecurity issue. I didn't like the people who had more than me. I was envious of them. Adam was one of those people. I used to dress my outfits and be like, man, I wonder if this will look good today. I wonder if this will look good. It made me really insecure about myself, but that led on to me loving sneakers the way I do now. Is I used to coordinate a whole entire outfit just to one pair of sneakers. And even though I didn't have a lot of sneakers growing up, I still tried to do what I could. And Adam's actually the person who helped start that obsession of mine with collecting sneakers. So watching him as I grew up, I knew that I knew that I didn't like him because he had more than me, but he was one of those people he was completely genuine. He was just really genuine growing up. I remember one day when we were playing basketball, he looked at a pair of I think it were forest green 4s that I had, all white, had the little green tips on the end of the wings to lock the laces down, and I loved those shoes, but they were fake. I didn't really have a lot of money growing up, and my dad always wanted to see me rock the freshest stuff. You know, he loved it when I would get ready for school and had a whole entire outfit coordinating, and he ended up getting me these forest green 4s for one of my birthdays, and I rocked those things into the ground. And one day when we were playing, me and Adam were playing basketball, he looked at me and he says, "I know those shoes are fake. I know those Jordans are fake." And I just stood there and I didn't know what to say. I'm like, yeah, that's the truth. They're fake. I mean, I did not buy real Jordans. And granted, I didn't have money at the time, and I really didn't know any better. I just wanted to look as cool as I possibly could look. That was the goal. And looking at him with his shoes, he had 18, 20 pairs of Jordans that I could only imagine to have. And that same day, he pulled me aside and said, I know that your Jordans aren't fake. He also told me that he didn't care, that he liked me for me. And that was the reason why we clicked so well, is because we both started out being friends because we liked playing basketball. And that was the only thing that mattered, is that we both had a goal, and we both were going towards that goal at the time. When after he pulled me aside and said, "I know that your shoes are fake," and that he didn't care, he said, he said, "I got something for you." He runs to the back of his garage where he has just a shoe rack full of beaters, and he pulls out these forest green 14s, and I'll show you what they look like. These joints right here. And I love those shoes to death. They weren't the cleanest looking shoes. They definitely weren't the most popular Jordan at the time. And they were the shoe that he gave me. And that's the only thing that mattered at the time. It was the kindest, most genuine thing that I could ever hope for, ever growing up. And ever since I started collecting shoes about a year or 2 years ago, I've always had an eye out for that shoe, seeing if I could possibly pick it up locally. I didn't care if it was beat or anything. I'd restore it and I'd rock it to the ground again, just like I did my old pair. But one day I was looking at some shoes while I was at work, and posted on this local sneaker group called Portland Sneakerheads. And this one guy posted this exact same pair of sneakers right here. And he was just some young kid and needing some extra cash, and I saw that they were my size, 9.5, and I left work immediately, drove out to Beaverton Tigard area, which is about 30 minutes away from me. And it was traffic at the time, so it was probably about 40 minutes, but 40 minutes to track it, left straight to his house, and I said, I got cash right now and I need to buy these shoes. And I'm going down this, we're like deep in Beaverton Tigard at this point, and we take this back, I take this back road that goes into this neighborhood that's a little middle class, and the navigation just tells me to keep going forward. And so I'm like 5 or 10 minutes just down this back road, and then the houses start looking nicer and nicer, but it's completely dead. I showed up there probably at like 9:30 to 10 o'clock at night, and it's completely dead. You couldn't see anything, and it takes me to the end of the road, where this guy says this house is, and the navigation just shuts off, and I had to do a loop to come back around, but it was a one way, so I had to do like a 16-point turn. Anyways, I'm going back down the road, and I just go to the very, very last house, and I'm like, the navigation had to have ended here for a reason. So I go up to this house, and it's completely dark. All the lights are off, and you can just see this pool table that's sitting in the window where he had the shoes out, and he was taking pictures of the shoes. And so I knew it was the house. I knock on the door. This guy comes out with his shirt off, and I'm not gonna say his name or nothing, but he comes out with his shirt off, and he says, "You must be the guy who wants the forest green 14s." And I'm like, yeah, my name is Malik. I came to buy the shoes. And he's like, "I just got out the shower. Give me a second so I can put on the shirt." So he runs back upstairs, and he puts a shirt on, come back downstairs, and he's all like, "Man, you came quicker than I expected." And I was all like, "Yeah, I really, really want these shoes. I don't think you know how much these shoes mean to me." And we negotiated for $80 for the shoes. $80. It actually was a little bit less than that because I took it off because I had to drive out to them, and it was a little bit further than I expected. But $80 is what we agreed on. And the retail on them when they first came out was $150. And you just saw the eBay post. The repost game is at least $225 or higher for them. So it's hard to find these dead stock, but he had a pair of dead stock, and these are the shoes right here. Jordan Faceback, I think it released in 05. But this is the shoe, and this is the only shoe that I have in my collection that is completely dead stock because I just can't bring myself to wear this shoe. If I ever wore this shoe, it would be for a special occasion. You can see it right there. And this is the shoe. From the memories that were built up in this shoe, everything to how this started a friendship with this guy who I'm still best friends with till this day. I don't see him as much as I used to, but I'm still best friends with this guy to this day. Just for all the memories that are inside this shoe, I can't tell you how much it means to me. The first time to see this shoe again in person, completely dead stock, it brought a tear to my eye when I was telling this story to a friend. And so I'm in the car, and I'm driving home, and I message him because it was a long ass drive. I messaged Adam in the car while I was driving back home, and I tell him, "I'm gonna tag you in a post, and I want you to read it." And he says, "Yeah, man, that's cool. I'm not worried about it. Just tag me in it." So I get home and I finish writing this post, and it just describes the story that I'm telling you right now. It just brought back all those memories. We were just laughing about it, and I will never forget him, and I will never forget this shoe for the trademark that it is in my life. I mean, maybe one of these days I'll wear it, but probably never. Anyways, collecting shoes is more than just being a hype beast. It's more than just hoarding sneakers. It's creating friendships. It's obtaining those shoes you can never get just on commercials or on the feet of athletes that you always wanted to be. It's those shoes that your dad or mom used to rock all the time that you just fell in love with. You could never get them. It's memories, and that's the type of stuff you can't take away from people. You can take away some Yeezys and have nothing left. But those memories you're always gonna have. And that shoe just physically gives you a part of that memory. Anyways, this is Meeks Shoes with a sneaker story, and hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good one.